You make one choice, and that choice determines everything else. The direction of your life, who you become, it all depends on your courage in that moment. But now, imagine a world where the only thing you're told at birth is this. You will make only one decision in your entire life. You choose when to make it, but once you do, everything beyond that choice is decided for you. When you'll marry, where you'll live, what job you'll have, not by you, but by the system. And people grow up with this rule. They know one truth. What matters more than choosing is choosing at the right moment. In this world, the greatest skill is the power to wait, and the greatest mistake is growing old while doing nothing but waiting. Freedom in this world is limited to a single moment. Governments, institutions, the whole system is shaped accordingly. There are algorithms that manage people's lives now. After you make your choice, all the rest of the paths are drawn for you. That's why order is much stricter in this society. The crime rate is lower, but it's also rarer to dream. Because everyone has one chance, and once you've had that chance, the system takes over everything that belongs to you. Before you make your choice, you have no say in anything. You can't vote, you can't get married, you can't move. You just watch, like a spectator of your own life. Children are not free in this world. Their parents choose everything for them because they have not yet had the right to make decisions. Which school they go to, what they wear, who they make friends with, they are all shaped in the shadow of their parents. But as children grow up, there's pressure. The big moment is coming. Parents pass on their own fears to their children. Some want their child to make decisions early, others force them to postpone life and wait for the right moment. And this pressure tears a child's inner world apart, because making a choice is no longer just a preference, it is a matter of existence. Even the education system is organized according to this rule. Schools exist to prepare for the moment of choice. Logic, analysis, patience, stress management, all in preparation for the big decision. But no one knows which decision is the right one. Some people make their decision at 18. Some wait until they are 60. One by one, you watch your classmates come out of the system and become individuals who have decided. And when that day comes, you go into that box alone. Alone. And the system asks you for just one word. This. What about love? How does one make a decision without love? Or how can a decision made with love survive in a system-determined life? Many people choose love. But since the system determines not only the person who will be with them, but also the way of life, true love eventually succumbs to the system. And some people grow old without choosing any love, because even if they love someone, they know that they are using their right to decide for something else. Even if two people love each other, if only one has chosen love, for the other the path is now closed. For many people, the choice is career. But when you make this decision, it doesn't matter how old you are, what your experience is. Maybe only one book will affect you, maybe a conversation, a movie, a dream. And you say, I chose. But then, that path may not turn out at all as you imagined. You may be unhappy with the route the system has set, but you can't turn back, because there is no second chance in this world. A new class emerges in society. Those who wait, those who don't make choices, those who can't. Maybe because they were afraid. Maybe because they thought life would go on forever. The class of those who wait grows, and at some point, this waiting becomes their life. Indecision becomes a way of life, and in time, waiting becomes existence itself. In this world, people have learned to postpone instead of live. In such an order, it makes more sense to wait or to make decisions quickly. Some people die without ever choosing to, and they are known in society as shadow people. They officially exist, but they leave no trace. Not a relationship, not a job, not a journey. They just existed. For many people, this is the greatest tragedy. Because not to choose is not to live. But for some, not choosing at all is the quietest way of rejecting the whole system. Over time, people start to question, is it just a right to choose? Is that enough? Some try to go outside the rules. They want to make a second choice and to take a different path one day, but the system identifies them immediately. Those who break the rules are excluded from society. Their official identity is erased, their rights are taken away. Yet some say it's worth it because for them, one wrong choice has ruined an entire life. And maybe the right to choose again is a chance for repair. Rebellion begins. Little tiny sparks, silent protests in some cities, graffiti on some streets. A second chance is everyone's right. And from that moment on, the system trembles for the first time because people no longer just want to live a life, he wants to change an order. When life comes to an end, that single decision reappears in the mind. When was it made? With what emotion? Some people remember that moment with satisfaction, others with a growing silence. What if I had chosen something else? This question is now unanswered, but its presence is indelible. Regret is deep, silent, and personal. As much as the wrongness of what was chosen, the unknown of what was not chosen hurts. Maybe a love, maybe a city, maybe a dream. All of them are left behind by another choice, and one realizes the choice was not just a decision, it was a timing, a courage, a feeling. And sometimes the hardest thing is to face yourself, because that's when you realize everything you didn't choose has taken you away from somewhere. Now, get out of this world. Go back to real life where there are no rules, no restrictions. We make choices every day, small or big, sometimes without realizing it. But this freedom is something that is often taken for granted, because deciding between infinite options feels like a burden to many. But the real burden is not being able to choose at all. Life is not what you choose, but what you dare to choose. Every choice is a direction. Every direction is an outcome. And every outcome creates another you. You are rebuilding yourself every day. And sometimes, more than the choices, it's how you carry them that determines who you are. Maybe in that world we only had one right. But here, we have the right to start over every day, and that's actually the greatest luxury.